السلام عليكم، شلونكم شباب؟ شو اخباركم؟ مشتاق لكم. طبعا اليوم الفلوق مالتنا على السيرموني مال الجنسية، يعني القسم. طبعا اليوم انا عندي سيرموني وانا رايح اليوم، وهاي هم ماخذ وياي العلم الكندي والعلم الولاية، وهسه راح نروح نسوي السيرموني بالمدرسة. طبعا راح نسويه اونلاين، مو نفس قبل كان يسوونه يعني بمكان عام، يعني لو فندق لو قاعة تجي العالم. هسه لين كوفيد ظل يسوونه اونلاين. خليكم ويانا خلينا نشوف الفيديو. شباب هسه وصلنا للمدرسة. هاي المدرسة مال لانجويج سكول، هاي كنا ندرس بيها اول ما اجينا، تعلمنا بيها انجليزي، وهسه هاليوم هم راح يساعدونا نسوي بيها السيرموني طبعا اونلاين. هاي بعد تقريبا سنتين تنطر لان الكوفيد فتأخرنا، يعني قبل كان تقريبا تقدم 3 سنوات، ورا السنة الرابعة تاخذ الجنسية، بس هسه تأخرنا لان صار الكوفيد تقريبا 5 سنوات. طبعا هسه قاعد ننطر، هسه يمكن تقريبا ربع ساعة وان شاء الله يبدي الفيديو. طبعا هاي بعد انتظار تقريبا 2 سنين. يلا الحمد لله، ان شاء الله تمشي على خير ان شاء الله. كل واحد لازم يصبر، يريد يحقق شيء لازم يصبر، هو الصبر مفتاح النجاح.
Seat number as found on your oath form. To change your screen name, you can click on the 3 dots on top of your image, then click rename. Last point before I give the floor to the ceremony clerk. If there are families connected with different devices, I will ask you to please connect on the same device if possible. If you are unable to change your name, an officer will assist you. Madam Clerk, I give the floor over to you.
Welcome to your citizenship ceremony. My name is Kara Whitman and I am the clerk of ceremony starts. Here's some important information. As much as possible, please ensure to limit distractions around you during the ceremony and to turn off your cell phone volume, unless of course it is the device you are using now. If you wish to use a holy book of your choice to swear the oath of citizenship, have it near you. You can remain seated for the video oath ceremony. You will not be required to stand. We will now proceed with the registration. You will all be directed automatically into a general waiting room. I will be present with you. Then you will be redirected in a private room with a citizenship officer to proceed with your registration. Note that it can take several minutes before an officer comes to see you, so we thank you for your patience in advance.
So join, they said join.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, how are you?
You can take yourself off of mute.
Thank you. So this, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
name's Amy. I'll be doing the registration with you today. So welcome to your video oath ceremony. Do you have any other members of your family that are becoming Canadian today?
No, just me.
Just you?
Yeah.
And can you confirm your name for me? So
Okay, Abdullah, Abdullah.
are you currently in Canada and where are you located?
My located, it's Newfoundland, Labrador, St. John's.
Perfect. And do you plan on traveling outside of the country anytime soon?
No, not so.
Okay. And will you be signing the oath or affirmation of citizenship on a printed paper version or electronically after the ceremony?
We'll send it to them.
We will send it to you.
We'll fax it right
Okay.
We will fax it.
And did you print the paper? Do you have the paper with you?
Yeah, that's,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. So we'll go over that afterwards. So if you have 2 pieces of ID with you, you can bring that up to the screen so I can confirm.
Absolutely. This is one.
So last question, are you now or have you ever been in trouble with the law, justice, police, or immigration here in Canada or any other country?
No.
Perfect. So I'm just going to rename your screen to put my agent number. So after the ceremony, you can be placed again with me to complete the final steps for your citizenship.
Okay.
So I'll ask you to leave the screen name as it is. Okay, so that concludes this part of the registration, so thank you.
No sweat.
I'll invite you to remain in this room as we finish the registration for all the candidates. So at the time of the ceremony, when we're ready to begin, you'll automatically be transferred to the main ceremony room. So it's important that you do not click to leave the session at any point.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah, bye.
I hope you enjoy your ceremony and we'll see you shortly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
يا ويلكم. طبعا هاي بالبداية خذوا المعلومات عني وهسه راح يبدي الاحتفال. هم أخذوا المعلومات، يعني أخذوا الصورة مال الإقامة الدائمة مال السياقة درايفنج لايسنس، وخذوا مال الصحة هذا الMCB، وهسه راح وراها الاحتفال، جبت القسم يبديها. هم نصور لكم إياه.
Citizenship. I would like to begin our ceremony this morning as we always do, and that is by acknowledging that as Canadians, we all live on traditional territory of Indigenous peoples. I'm speaking to you from Halifax, and like many of you across the Atlantic this morning, I'm on the Indigenous territory of the Mi'kmaq people of the Atlantic region. And some of you may be in slightly different territories, and I would encourage you to find out more about that when you have a moment after the ceremony. That leads me to mention that this month, June in Canada, is National Indigenous History Month, and this is really an opportunity for us to honor the heritage and contributions and cultures of First Nations people and communities all across the country. The history of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis are essentially the very history of our country, as they are the first peoples of Canada and continue to play important roles in our country's development and future. This is also a time for all Canadians to learn more about the history of Indigenous people and to recognize and acknowledge past mistakes. By now, I'm sure you are all well aware of the recent tragic discoveries of the remains of children at a number of residential schools across the country. And this is frankly a stark and painful reminder of some of these mistakes. Residential schools operated in Canada from as early as 1831 to as late as 1996, and an estimated 150,000 children were removed from their families and their communities and their culture and were placed into residential schools. There, many were subject to physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, and sadly, thousands of these children died while attending these facilities. It's so important to acknowledge not only the legacy, but the ongoing impact of residential schools to fully understand the devastating effects that they have had and continue to have on Indigenous peoples and their communities, and then as Canadians to commit to moving towards reconciliation. On that note, I'm very pleased to mention, and again, some of you may be aware of this from the news last week, but just last week, the wording of the Oath of Citizenship was changed in response to call to action number 94 of the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada. The new wording of the oath includes references to Canada's Constitution and the Aboriginal and treaty rights of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. This is an acknowledgement that as Canadians, we all share a responsibility to respect and affirm the rights of Indigenous peoples, and it allows new Canadians, such as yourselves, to fully appreciate the role of Indigenous peoples in Canada's past, present, and future. The changes to the Oath of Citizenship are an important and necessary step in advancing reconciliation with Indigenous people, and meaningful reconciliation will require a consistent and sustained commitment by all Canadians. So this means that the wording of the oath may be a little bit different than what you received in your invitation, but don't worry, when we get to the oath in a few moments, don't worry about reading what you have been sent, you can just repeat the words of the oath after me. But we're not quite there yet. So on that note, I'm so pleased that you have chosen to take up your citizenship, and it's going to be a great honor for me to administer your oath in a few moments. You've come from many countries around the world. I believe we have 11 different countries represented by our group today. And you've worked very hard to establish yourself and enrich us as a country. Of course, each of you have very unique and personal journeys to your citizenship ceremony today. Some of you may have come for educational reasons, some of you came for better opportunities, perhaps some of you came for love, and some of you may have had to flee oppression, violence, discrimination, and possibly even war. So everyone's path is so different, but in general, moving from another country takes an enormous amount of courage and personal sacrifice. You would have had to leave behind important support systems of family and friends and teachers and careers, and moved maybe with a mix of nervous anticipation and excitement and hopes and dreams of building a new life for yourself here. Some of you likely had to work very hard to have your professional credentials recognized. Your decision to move has meant adapting to a new culture, perhaps a new climate, depending on where you've come from. And for many of you, it's meant learning at least one, if not both, of Canada's 2 official languages. Quand vous avez décidé de venir ici, vous devez vous adapter à une nouvelle culture, un nouveau climat, et pour la plupart d'entre vous, an conscious decision in favor of Canada. And your presence with us this morning confirms that all that hard work and perseverance have been rewarded. You've lived here for many years, and as our clerk mentioned, today you take the final legal step towards becoming citizens. You could have chosen to live in any country in the world, and you've picked Canada, and we are very grateful that you've decided to do so. We are not a perfect country, but as Canadians, we are very fortunate to live in a democratic society where individual rights and freedoms are respected and in fact enshrined in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. All Canadians, regardless of our gender expression or identity, our race, our religion, our culture, we are all equal under the law. We have freedom of thought, the important right to vote, which I hope you will take advantage of whenever the next opportunity presents itself. And of course, in addition to voting, you now have the right, if you choose, to run as a candidate in a municipal, a provincial, or a federal election. Along with the rights that you gain today, you also gain some important responsibilities that you will share with all Canadians. And these include things like taking care of yourselves and your family, protecting our fragile environment, making sure our air and water are safe and clean for all Canadians, including, I think, 32 First Nations communities as of last week that are still under boil water orders. You also now have the responsibility to contribute to our justice system by serving on a jury if called upon, and of course obeying the law. These rights and freedoms that we enjoy didn't come for free. We stand on the shoulders of thousands of brave Canadians, including my own dad and my grandfather, who served their country, and many others who gave their lives to defend our freedoms. The commitment to Canada of all people in uniform should never be forgotten, nor should it go unrecognized. You know, of course, that Canada is a proudly bilingual country with 2 official languages, English and French, and both languages are recognized in all institutions of Parliament and the Government of Canada, and you have the right to be served in either language when you're dealing with your federal government. Comme vous le savez, le Canada est un pays bilingue. I encourage you to become active and engaged members of your community. there's many ways to do that, and one great way is through volunteering. I suspect some of you are probably already volunteering in your community because every year millions of people in Canada devote some of their time and their talent to all sorts of wonderful organizations. Volunteering is an excellent way to contribute to the community that supports you, and it can provide you with an opportunity to meet new people and develop new skills. We have several younger people becoming citizens. I see some younger smiling faces with us today. And to you specifically, I would say that you are never too young to look for opportunities to volunteer and to contribute to your community. And volunteering for you can help develop important life skills, and it may be helpful in setting you on a path of post-secondary education or even a career path you hadn't even considered. Vous êtes sur le point de prêter le serment de citoyenneté. We are done all the work, you've met the requirements, and finally you are about to take your oath. As we pronounce the words of the new oath together, I hope that you will really give them thought and take them to heart because they're your commitment to do your very best for the country. You've chosen Canada, and this morning I am delighted to say that Canada is declaring in favor of you. So, Madame Clerk, we're ready to proceed with the oath if you have some instructions for us.
We will now proceed with the oath of citizenship. All candidates who are 14 years of age and older are required to take the oath. If there is any doubt that you have taken the oath, you will not obtain your citizenship certificate. Children under 14 years of age do not have to repeat the oath, but can so if they wish. It is necessary that you repeat the oath in English or in French, or both, after the citizenship judge. We encourage you to repeat it in both languages as a symbolic gesture of your commitment to respecting Canada's 2 official languages. The judge will start by saying, "I swear." However, you have the choice of saying either "I swear" or "I affirm." We ask that you position yourself directly in front of the camera so that we may see you properly during the oath taking. If you're wearing a mask, a hat, or a cap, you must remove them now unless it is for religious beliefs, health issues, or part of an official uniform. You will be repeating the oath line by line after the judge, so please wait for the judge to say the line before you finish saying the oath. So please turn on your microphones now. We need to hear you all. And would you please raise your right hand? And if you choose to swear the oath on a holy book, please place it in your left hand.
All right, everyone, we're going to do the oath twice, once in English and once in French. And just as a reminder, there is a new section, so I will invite you now to please repeat after me. I swear.
I swear.
That I will be faithful.
I will be faithful.
And bear true allegiance.
And bear true allegiance.
To Her Majesty.
To Her Majesty.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen of Canada.
Queen of Canada.
Her heirs and successors.
Heirs and successors.
And that I will faithfully observe. The laws of Canada.
The laws of Canada.
Including the Constitution.
Including Constitution.
Which recognizes and affirms.
Which recognizes and affirms
the Aboriginal and treaty rights.
The Aboriginal and treaty rights
of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people.
Of First Nations or Métis people.
And fulfill my duties.
And fulfill my duties
as a Canadian citizen.
As a Canadian citizen.
Excellent. Now we're going to do the oath in French, maintenant en français. Je jure.
Je jure.
Que je serai fidèle.
così fidèle,
et porterai
portate
sincère allégeance
sincère allegiance
à Sa Majesté,
à Sa Majesté,
la Reine Elizabeth II,
la Reine Elizabeth II,
Reine du Canada,
Reine du Canada,
à ses héritiers
à ses héritiers,
et successeurs,
à ses successeurs,
que j'observerai
que je surveillerai
les lois du Canada,
les lois du Canada,
y compris la Constitution,
y compris la Constitution,
qui reconnaît
qui reconnaît
et confirme les droits
et confirme les plaques
ancestraux aux issues du traité,
ancestraux
des Premières Nations,
de première nation,
des Inuits et des Métis,
des Inuits, Métis,
et que je remplirai
et que je remplirai
loyalement
loyalement
les obligations
mes obligations
de citoyen canadien.
de citoyen canadien.
Félicitations, congratulations, give yourselves a big hand. You are all Canadian citizens. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. Well, congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
I hope you'll let me be the first to officially welcome you and congratulate you as you take your rightful place this morning as Canada's newest citizens today. You have just taken an important new oath at a very unique time in our country. As we approach July 1st later this week, I hope you will take time not only to celebrate your new Canadian citizenship, but also to take a few moments to reflect on the experiences of Indigenous peoples in our country. Perhaps read the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and think about ways as new Canadians that you personally can become allies in the work of reconciliation. Before we close, I just want to take a moment to thank all the team with IRCC for your hard work in making our ceremony possible this morning. And to each of you that have just become citizens, I hope you will accept my very heartfelt wishes for a long, healthy, peaceful, and prosperous life here in your chosen country. Congratulations to each of you and welcome to the Canadian family.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Mahoney. And now a few words from our Prime Minister.
So glad you're part of our country, what it is today and what it will be tomorrow as we build it together. Congratulations, Canadians, and welcome home. Merci d'avoir choisi.
Canadians.
Yay.
All right, so we're just going to go, so if all three of you have your form, if you can just, each one bring it up to the screen so I can confirm that. What I'll have you do is sign in the middle of the page. There's two X's where it says signature for applicant. So if you can sign those two lines and then show me afterwards.
here.
Wait,
Yep.
okay.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And the
Sorry.
last one, in the subject line or in the email that you indicate my name, Amy, so to my attention, so that when they receive it in our, for the clerk, then they can send it to me and I can finish processing your application.
Okay.
Okay? So once the ceremony is done, send those by email. Also, the oath form that you've signed today is not to be distributed in any way. It's not proof of citizenship. The citizenship certificate will be the evidence that a person is a Canadian citizen. So once you receive your certificate in the mail, you can destroy the oath form. It's no longer valid. Okay? So I just want to confirm as well, when we send that by mail, it will be 2 weeks to 4 weeks for you to receive it. And I'm going to confirm your address that I have on file. When you receive your certificate in the mail, please make sure to check all the information on the front and the back of the certificate to make sure that it is correct. If you notice that there's any mistakes, please send us an email so we can make the proper corrections.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, so if you have your PR cards ready and a pair of scissors, so just show me the PR card again to the screen to make sure that we're cutting up into 4 pieces, and then show me the 4 pieces after.
I will cry.
You're a Canadian now, so you don't need your PR card anymore.
I'm joking.
That's the 4
2,
piece.
3, and 4. Perfect, thank you. So whoever wants to go next? Excellent.
Okay.
You can go ahead and cut that up into 4 pieces, and the same, show me the 4 pieces after, please. 1, 2.
This is my face. This is where I don't know.
And last one,
This is one.
4. Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you can go ahead and cut up your card as well. One, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so when you first arrived in Canada, you probably received a confirmation of permanent residence, your landing record. So, and this is for your information, so make sure that you keep that with all your other important documents, because there's certain services when you do apply with Service Canada or with the federal government that you'll be required to provide information from that form in order for you to be eligible for the services that you're applying for. So just one example, later on in life, you'll apply for old age security benefits, and you will be required to submit information from that form. So just keep it in a safe place. If for some reason it gets damaged or you lose it, misplace it, you can always request another copy through immigration for your records, and they'll send that to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? Does anyone have any questions?
No, thank you. Thank you.
so much.
No? Perfect.
Thank
so if you are interested, like the judge mentioned, she is available to have pictures. So would you like to have your picture taken with the judge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So once again, congratulations and welcome to the Canadian family.
Yeah.
I
Thank you
hope
so much.
that you get to celebrate today, and you know, you have your family there, so that's good. And if you have friends as well, I really hope you enjoy your day, and Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too, thank you.
Thanks.
طبعا هسه خلصنا السيرموني. هاي شفتوه اونلاين. اول مرة يحكوا لك على تاريخ كندا والشغلات وهنا اللي بكندا، وبعدين تبدي تسوي القسم، ووراها تقص الاي دي، واكو ورقة ينطونك اياها هاي توقع عليها، وبعدين ترسل لهم اياها. طبعا اجمل يوم هو طبعا تقريبا، لان انا صار لي هواي ما شايف اهلي تقريبا 10 سنوات. فان شاء الله يعني من يخلص هذا ورا اسبوعين يدزون الجنسية، يدزونها بالميل تستلمها، وبعدين وراها يمكن كم يوم اسبوع هاي تقدم على الجواز وتاخذه، بعدين تقدر تسافر. لان طبعا النصيحة مالتي اذا تريد تحقق اي هدف الصبر. طبعا انا ما وصلت لهذا الشيء الا صبرت، والصبر يحتاج تضحية، لازم تضحي بالحياة حتى تحقق اللي تريده. وهاي النصيحة يعني من اخوكم الصغير، صبروا وكل شيء تقدر تحققه، ماكو شيء ما تقدر تحققه. اذا تريد شيء تتحقق بس اصبر، لا ماكو شيء يقدر يوقفك، بس يعني اذا انت عندك صبر وهاي راح تحققه. وان شاء الله يحقق امانيكم كلها، ونشوفكم ان شاء الله على خير وصحة وسلامة. واذا عجبكم الفيديو سووا لايك وسبسكرايب للقناة، ونشوفكم ان شاء الله بفيديو اخر، ومع السلامة شباب.